One. Start sharing. Start sharing.
Share it around.
Let's go.
Let's go. What's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And it's Fred Lenard's subprime hero.
And we are brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast live over at DSES. It is 2022 in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. We just got out of the room with the WIA crew, and we look at who it is that we picked up here. It's none other than the one,
the only Audrey McKinley. Yeah, we're so excited to have her here.
Welcome.
So fun. I just got to spend 3 hours with these two.
Oh,
Yes.
we did, and it was
What a
so
ball.
fun. We talked about everything from mentorship to trying to reach goals to maybe not even making the goals happen, but yet doing your best, even if that happens. You know, it's just about that feeling, knowing that you left everything at the table. Man, it was great. I got to sit down with you, and I know Lou did too during the mentorship roundtable. And what a great time that was, being able to hear what you had to say, you pouring out your heart, having you speak in front of everybody, talking about being a mentor and also being a mentoree, you know, and learning how to do those things. So it's really important that we all talk about those things. I think that's how we grow the most. And I know that you're excited about that also.
I'm excited. Women in automotive is soaring.
That's right.
That's right.
We're doing things that are putting us out of our comfort zone. I mean, today was an example of that when we sat around the table and everyone shot out their questions, and to be really direct and help people exceed, level up. What does it look like? What does it look like to step out of your comfort zone?
Yes.
What does it look like to, how do I get to that next leadership position? How do I ask questions for those, ask for help without looking like I'm whining? You guys always think us girls are whining.
Oh, well, that's not true at all. I'm actually the whiner in my relationship.
I whine, okay.
I'm the biggest
I
whiner
drink
in the
some
world.
wine.
And I'll drink some wine too. Absolutely. I love it. You know, it's speaking of whining, I think that there's enough of that going on in this industry. And I think it's about talking about the positive things. And I think that's what was going on today. We're talking about a recharge in women in automotive right now. And it's not about changing. It's just about taking what we have and going to the next level, finding that next peak, figuring out how to get there. And it takes mentorship. It takes people getting together. It takes a group of people, men and women, uplifting women in this industry to show that, hey, they're not whiners. They're actually the smartest people that you're probably in the room 99% of the time. And when you have a chance to have a conversation with them, you'll see that one of the biggest things I noticed in there was the fact that there was no confidence in a lot of the women in the beginning of their careers because there wasn't a lot of leaders to lean into. So it is great to have you here so people can lean into you and see your experience and know that it's possible for me to go out and be more and be the best and do things like even write a book. I'm going to throw that. I want to get to that really quick because I think this is really awesome. Folks, I'm going to put this up here. There's a book dropping in December. It's right here. Look how beautiful that is.
It's so packed.
Stepping Out of Fear into Faith, Pathway to the Land of Milk and Honey by Audrey McKinley. It is here. Look at the back of it. I'm going to read something from this really quick. It says, what is the land of milk and honey? It says, many will think it's financial freedom and a house in the suburbs. But Audrey, I'm going to tell you, believes in finding your purpose and walking in it. Finding your purpose and walking in it. And it's not easy for us to do that sometimes. But when you do and you walk in that purpose, which even when you find your purpose can be very difficult for people to take those steps, she can give you a guide. She even has a workbook that goes with it. This way you can figure out a way to get to that land of milk and honey. I love this. You have people who wrote some really nice things on the back of this book too. I don't mean to take up a lot of this time, but I got to tell you all this. If having it all, and this is in quotations, means you get all that God has for you, that's the way Audrey lives. And that's so true. Faith without works is dead. So when you put work behind that faith, everything you want will come to you. Not only will it come to you, but 9 times out of 10 in abundance. so much that you can pour into others. And if you keep using that cycle of love and life and opportunity, you can grow. And this book will show you the way. And I'm excited. I'm going to put down here while we're doing the show really fast. You see it, there's this right here. If you guys want to get in there so you know when it's time to order and purchase, go to this thing right down below. I'm going to have this running the rest of the show, but go to this website. Get your name on there. All you have to do is put your name and your email, and you will be informed on everything from the release, how to get it, the whole nine. She made it really simple. 2 spots and enter. That's it. That's all you have to do.
That's it.
In the book, it's right here. It's a new book alert. Pathway to the Land of
I
Milk
only
and
brought 3, right? And I knew that I only brought 3 because the book is not out yet. And this is all we're doing a lot of pre-work. There's all this stuff, right? Pre-show stuff.
I'm with it. Let's
but
go.
You said something earlier, just a few minutes ago, about there wasn't a lot of courage. I mean, they asked us, do you feel that you're incredible, remarkable? And everyone put their hands up. But I think that for women and for myself, it was like, if I say I'm amazing, then it could be mistaken for arrogance. And so I've had to really learn how to reconcile. It's okay to take credit for what I've done. But you know what's great now is that I have friends that will actually give you credit. I don't have to do it anymore. And it actually is a little easier because it is still hard to say, yes, I did that, right? Because I want to stay humble. And there's that piece that you don't want to be mistaken for arrogance.
Right.
But yeah, there was a lot of remarkable women in that room today.
I love that.
A lot of remarkable women all throughout this entire event. There's a lot that's going on. And what's awesome, one, is that there is so much that is shaken. Even with women in automotive, there's been a new shuffle. There's even been new logos. We might be a little bit behind, but this logo right here is the one that we got at the moment. But on that, you've taken a seat on the board. And that means that there's a lot of interesting things that are going on. But what's been the most remarkable thing right now about women in automotive that you're able to jump into in leadership?
Well, the mentorship program. There are so many people that want to rise, and they just need to talk it out. They need to have a confidant. They need someone to say, you know what, I need you to be direct. I need you to tell me. I want to grow. And so I think that that's one place that Women in Automotive brings now, this amazing mentorship program, whether you want to be a mentor or a mentee. And they're sharing stories of remarkable women. And I love the lunch series.
Yes.
There's so much goodness.
It really is. There's a lot of great events coming up. I'm excited because while we were here, we got to see what's coming up over the next year pretty much. And we got to see that their big events happening June 22nd through the 24th. Yes. I'm excited. They are going to announce the date or the times. They're going to announce the schedule, where it's going to be. So be looking for that. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be an annual event that they haven't had in a couple of years. So we're excited to see it again happen and brew up some great solutions for everybody out there, especially the women. Save that date, no doubt about it. But they're also going to be at NADA. They're going to be announcing what's happening there. So they will be at the event. So stay tuned for those announcements also. But this mentorship program, I want to bring that up really quick. We did touch on that quite a bit during the morning today. And it is a great program. It's a great opportunity for, like you said, mentors and mentorees to be able to connect and find the right people to connect with. Because sometimes you can have a mentor, but if it's not the right mentor for you, what does it matter? It's not going to work. No one's going to listen. It's not compatible. Right. So finding the right mentor, and also as a mentor, finding the right mentoree, because it's going to help you grow too. So if you're a person who's been doing this for a long time, and maybe not even a long time, just have great experience and you can share it, be a mentor. Yeah. And also be a mentoree, because I know we all are constantly growing. We just keep growing. That's what we do.
I think it's great. You have to find that connection, because there's a level of trust.
Yep.
They're opening up, they're pouring out their hearts to you, and you're pouring out your hearts to them. Mm-hmm. And so that connection, they have to, I really think that finding someone who has gone before you and can share with you, the struggles that they went through. I mean, some of these conversations that I have with people that I mentor is about areas that I don't want them to go through. And if they can learn from that and get to the finish line of their race in their life faster, why would we put ourselves into these places where we know we can avoid if we only did X, Y, Z? So having that leadership of someone who's gone before us, and the trust, and that they're in alignment with the same values and morals, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so.
Makes
I
it
would
nice.
love for you to mentor me.
Yeah. I
Can you
mean,
guys mentor me? I
well,
need a mentor.
absolutely. Well, inside of that, we're always encouraging everybody, right, to apply those 3 F's, right, to forgive, focus,
Dude, let's
apply,
bump. We
to
haven't
make
done
sure
that
that
yet.
we get the word out there. We can finish it up.
We'll
with
close it out that
but,
way. Yeah,
but
there
as
you go.
we're zeroing in on you and what it is that you're brewing, what it is that you're cooking for the industry, you've seen so much from every angle of the industry, from selling cars to now making sure that you're a trusted advisor to so many other people. For women that are out there that don't know really how to connect to other women to pull them in, what would you say as far as an encouragement to say, get this door open into automotive? There's so many avenues for you to grow in. How would you encourage, or what would you say for other women to be able to open that door for others?
I would say get involved with Women in Automotive.
Amen.
One, put
because
that down.
we're going to have a career connection that's coming, a community. So get involved with a community. If you, whatever you're good at, there is a seat at the table for you in automotive, whether it be in retail, whether it be selling cars. You know, I secretly wanted to sell cars when I was in college.
Uh-huh.
You know, I hear I go and get a degree and all this stuff, and everyone's like, "Well, what are you going to be?" I didn't want to tell anyone I want to sell cars.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I ended up doing because that was my passion. So there's places for women. I mean, when I started 30 years ago, they laughed. They laughed. They won't laugh at you today. If you really want to sell cars, you can. And I bet you'd be amazing at it.
No doubt.
Yeah, there's all kinds of opportunities in automotive. And if you're not in there's new companies where the CEOs are not from automotive and they are thriving in the vendorship side. They're
Yep.
just transferring their skills from what they know into automotive. It's available to me, it's available to you.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And that's the thing that Lou and I, we preach all the time, is the skills that we learn in life translate to this business so well, because this business is a people's business. So if you're a people person, you're going to do well. If you're analytical and you want to help them on the backside, you can come in and you can show people. If you're a software writer, you can get into this industry and write software for some amazing companies. I'm sitting right next to VinQ, who's a software company that is amazing. And they have people who are not car people that built their product.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that we can do. It's like Lisa, it's amazing, right? My son's going to college right now.
Amazing.
And he's going to college, and I know that whatever skills he gets from that, he's going to come back and he's going to do some amazing things in whatever he does. I hope my son comes in automotive, but we'll see. We'll find out in the future. You know, when we were going around, the one thing I wrote, and you said this earlier, you said one thing that I wrote down as a note from our little roundtable talk earlier about mentorship is I wrote down humble by your name. And you mentioned that, you know, and you said that that's something that you gather from it. Helps you become humble when you get to coach others and you get to help others and you watch others grow. It humbles you. You know, it doesn't make you feel great. Yes, it does all those things, but it shows that, hey, I don't have all the answers all the time. So we get to learn this stuff together. So humbleness will come. Being humble is something that's very important in this industry, because Lou and I believe the biggest room in the world is right. And if you always, and we all fit inside that room, there's no one in this planet that does not fit inside the room for improvement. And if we realize that and we remember that on a daily and stay humble, then that is the best way to be a coach, to be honest with people. Say, hey, listen, I don't know the answer to that, but we'll find out together. And I'm glad you asked me that question, right? And I'm glad that we're learning this together. And then that makes you better. You actually learn a lot. But the thing is that we have as a mentor for those people is that we know where to go get that information. Even if we don't have it, because of our skills as a mentor, we're able to show people, hey, I don't know how, but this is how we can find it.
Is that because I kind of think of it as when I was younger, I was like always striving and pushing and I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. If you ask my daughter what my famous words are, Mom will say, figure it out. But I think, in the 50s, now that I'm in my 50s, it's the age of wisdom.
Yes, it is.
And so because we've gone through it, because we've experienced it, I feel like I have a little bit of experience and knowledge that I can share. And so, but you have to be humble about it. I was telling the people today, they were saying like, how did you do it? Or, you know, what drove you? It just, in the beginning, I was driven, and I still am driven.
Oh, yeah, you are.
But I fought. And now, remember what I said? Like, I don't have to fight anymore.
Not anymore.
You just be.
Oh, I love that.
And just being allows you to just experience some more of all that.
So more of all that. Let's dig a little bit further into it, because you are a sister of faith that we absolutely love jamming with and stretching on it. So when just expanding a bit more on the land of milk and honey, right? That wasn't something that was set up for anybody to get because of their hard work and their toil, right? It was basically on them inheriting who it is that they are, what it is that they're supposed to be moving into. And some people can roam around in the desert for 40 years, never figure out who it is that they are, and only a couple can find their way into entering into it. What would you say? Because you keep talking about being, right? It's not so much that you just do, but you be who it is that you're created to be, so that you can open up the door, right, to where it is that you're supposed to go. When you consider that the new king of England, right? He didn't do it because he was the most qualified for the job. He didn't get there because he's the most qualified. He got in there by way of being who it is that he is. That gave him access to this incredible role, right? This incredible stature. But he's just having to be. There's nothing he can do to change who he is. He is who he is. And in that's opened up a door for him. How much would you say it's important that women start finding out more about what they have than what it is that they have to do? Because that's what they're bringing to the industry.
That is exactly right. Oh,
so let's lean into that a little bit more. Open that up, sis.
So, this is so good. Well, you'll read about it in the book.
Get it in the book.
Get it in the book. No, I think that everyone will have that moment where they will either accept or decline the gift. The gift that is already theirs.
Yep.
In Joshua 1, when Joshua was going into the promised land, God reminded him that Moses had been given this land. And if you look back before the 40 years prior to Joshua taking the promised land, the land of milk and honey that was already assigned to him 40 years prior, but because of people's disobedience, because they didn't listen, and because they feared, they didn't receive the gift for a generation.
Right.
In the Bible, in Numbers chapter 13, you hear about Moses and the 12 tribe leaders. He sent these people out to seek the land. No COVID here. Okay, but they didn't realize it's over. They didn't realize that land had been given to them, and so they doubted and they feared. And because of their lack of obedience, their lack of trust, they did not get there.
That's right.
It took 40 years. Only 2 people, Joshua and Caleb, were entering into the promised land because they believed.
That's right.
And so I think that the question is, what is it in your life, for those that are listening right now, that have something that they know is theirs and have not been willing to take? That they're actually doubting. There will be a moment in your life that you will have to decide, which one are you? You know how the story goes. If you choose this, you will never see the land of milk and honey.
Wow.
If you choose this, like Joshua and Caleb, you will enter in because it was already yours.
That's right. It's already yours.
I mean,
that is that right there. Please, Lou, hit on that, please. Oh my goodness.
They understood.
It is Sunday. We're doing church.
You are preaching, and that's you're speaking my language right now.
But inside of that story, the issue that kept most people back was because of how they perceived themselves. Not so much how they perceived the others.
Come on.
How they perceived themselves. They all said, to these giants, we are like grasshoppers, right? We are
they
like
will devour us.
They were right. They got in their own head about understanding who it was that they were with. Where ultimately, all they had to understand is they walk with the living God, and that's who it is that they are with.
That's right.
Yes.
Right.
And understanding their posture of who they are then opens up the door for
now
what
we're
it
talking.
is they're supposed to do, right? Because we don't believe that your behavior is based off of anything other than your being and your thought of who you're supposed to be.
That's right.
Right. And then behaviors come from there, right? Ultimately, your identity dictates your behavior, right? And your behavior then ultimately is going to create what fruit you get. But if you behave like you're defeated already, then guess what you're going to be?
Look at David and Goliath. Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
David,
He's not hearing that.
Yeah, who is this boy who's going to sling Goliath? I mean, come on. This guy was a giant, towering him, and all of his brothers they were like, we can't do this.
That's
And
right.
here's this young boy, but guess what? He devoured animals. He knew how to get them, the little creatures, and then he went to probably a bigger creature, I don't know, a boar, and then maybe he went to a what's bigger in the kingdom? I don't know. But then here comes Goliath, lions, tigers, and bears.
And it's what? I mean, that's ultimately what David was doing, right? He didn't face the giant thinking that he was just only going to be protected because he never was protected before.
That's right.
He defeated the bear. He defeated the lion. He continued to create a safe place where he, knowing who he was able to be with his God. And then when seeing this other giant that's got a finger in the rest of his people's face, and everybody said, oh my gosh, we're going to be defeated. And he said, who does this guy think he is disrespecting my God? And I don't need your armor to fight
goes
him.
Before him?
I'm coming, right? Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
That's exactly
that
right.
Was already built in him
Activated.
Yes.
Wow.
It's good stuff. We having church up in here.
We are having church in here, and my friends, and it's Sunday, but it's every day. I think that you should have church every day. I think that you should be spiritual. I think that you should lean into that, because that book, I tell you what, that book has a lot of great, not just stories, but has great mentorship. You want to look for mentors, read that book, read the Bible. There's some mentorship right there for you, right? That's all you'll ever need, really. And I think if you ask Lou who his greatest mentor ever was, he'll tell you right now, it's God.
That's right.
And I know that from Lou. That would be his daddy, right?
And
his
you know
papa.
what? Maybe God sometimes says, hey, move out of my way.
Right?
Let me show you how great it can be. Let me show you what you think you're this, you think you're that. But if you just get out of my way, let me show you, because you can only think on a worldly perspective. And when you have Papa who has a heavenly perspective, how much greater and bigger and that's what I had to learn. Get out of my way. I was working for corporate America, guys. I was a trainer and, account executive for General Motors, thinking I had all that. And I guess sometimes God allows things to happen so that we rely on him until we say, okay, I trust you. I'm ready. And then he goes, you think that was big? Let me show you what I got for you. And you're like, wow, I could never have planned it. No.
I always say that it's always done at the right time. Like, even when things seem like it's overbearing, there's a reason why it's in front of you, and God's putting that for you. He's like, hey, here's a time for you to grow. Here's a time to test you to see where you can. He's not even asking you to like hit the target. He's asking you to go for the target.
Surrender.
That's it. Put your trust in him. And we could talk about this all day long. And my heart's blessed. I know that you have to leave here soon and go catch a plane and all that kind of good stuff. But I want to just before we do that, I just want to throw one more shout out. You guys see that down there? I want you all to go there, put your name, put your email address in there, get that information. Make sure you buy this book. Even if you have a copy like me, I'm going to buy one and I'm going to pass it on to somebody I know that could use it, because this is going to be a great book for anybody who wants to be inspired. I cannot wait to break into the pages of it. I'm looking at it. I will let you know. I mean, folks, I'm going to just do this really quick, but it's really pretty. I just want to show you guys a couple pages, like even like right here, going to the next chapters. You all see there's a bee right there. Look at that. It's not just a good book to read. So far, visually, I love the way it looks, the way it comes up.
Too, doesn't it?
Oh, it is. It's not. She didn't go halfway on this one. She's a full time on this one. So I love it. I'm glad that you were here, folks. Check out the book. It's amazing. It's the pathway to the land of milk and honey. And I promise you, your heart will just melt when you read this. And I promise you'll be able to support. It's not about the money to her. It's about her getting people out there, the mentorship, helping people grow. If you have any questions, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Oh, you know what? The best way, watch.
Okay.
So if they're like looking at this right now, like, let's see here. So all they have to do, scan this QR code right here.
Let's do that right now.
And then they'll do it right now.
I'm going to hold that up for a few.
Come on. Opening them. There you go.
Get that a little bit bigger. One more time.
Over. Right there.
Stay right there still.
Scan that QR code with your cell phone, and it'll open up, and you'll say, yeah, you can be on the book launch in December.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're lucky to have you on the show.
Hopefully.
Thank you so much for being on the show with us today. You are just a balloon that we just, every time I'm around you, the energy level picks up, and it's hard to believe because we bring so much energy. But when you come, I get more excited. So it's always good to see you. Your smile is genuine. It's beautiful, and we appreciate everything you're doing for automotive, and especially for the women in automotive. Since that's the subject this week, we appreciate you for being such a great leader for them to be able to follow and see that, hey, it's possible. Everything.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. Last night was wonderful. It was so great because we had an intimate time at our social,
Yes.
and I can't wait to see you guys again.
Well, it'll be soon.
On
It'll be
Clubhouse,
real
fly
soon.
with you.
maybe?
So let's
Yeah, of
keep
course.
doing what it is that we're doing. Car guys and car gals, you know what we gotta do to finish this up. And that's to apply these 3 F's so that we can forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing.
That's right.
Audrey, let's do this.
Okay.
Ready?
On 3. All you solutionaries, help us out. Go ahead and forgive, focus, fly. 1, 2, 3.
Forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing. Keep growing. That's right.
Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. I am Lou Ramirez, the Car Guy.
And I'm Frelin Narcis, subprime hero.
And you've been brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast live at DSES. Women of Automotive with the one,
The only Audrey McKinley.
We'll
That's
see
right.
you all later. Keep brewing solutions. So much more action to come. Ba-na-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na.